Hi everyone, Professor Anderson here. It's Managerial Accounting, and I wanted to show you how to access your materials in the event that you are unfamiliar with Canvas, and just to kind of give you a rundown on where you can find everything specifically to my class, because every teacher uses Canvas differently. Alright, so if you haven't ever been to Canvas or to the Raritan Valley page, you can go to raritanval.edu, and you can, there's any number of ways you can get to Canvas. I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom and click on Canvas here. You can bookmark this, whatever you want. I probably have more going on in here than you do. You should see the course up here. Right now I've got it still down here because I haven't published it yet, but it is here for you. So it will be there for you. You'll see it. So here we go. I'm going to click on your Canvas course. And, one other thing. You probably have to put your G number and your password in before you get to that point. Mine is already stored, so it saves it. Alright, so I'm going to look at this as if I'm a student. Let me change this to student view. There we go. Student view. So you see what I see. Alright, so here's a little welcome. Talks to you a little bit about the class. It's my welcome. And you can see I don't have a lot going on here, and that's intentional because I only want you to see what you have to see. There's no reason to leave extra stuff in here. So if you went to, everything is going to be in modules. You can see announcements. Anywhere I might have an announcement for you. Right now I just say, welcome to Managerial Accounting, and watch, basically, you're going to watch this welcome video. Alright. But at any point, I would have announcements in here like, hey, there's a problem with this problem that I assigned you for homework, or, your next test, you only have one more day until to get your assignment done. I don't always remind you, but sometimes I do, especially in the beginning. Your grades at any point, you can click in here and see what your grades are. Kind of the neat thing about Canvas is you can do what ifs. Like, what if I got 100 on my introduction? What if I got 100 on my first exam, or an 80 on my first exam, and so on? And what it'll do is it'll calculate your grade for you at the bottom. So, kind of neat. All right, I always find that helpful, rather than doing it, by longhand yourself to figure out where your grades currently are. Okay, so everything you're going to access through modules. Right now, I've only got a couple of them open because those are the ones you're going to be working on. The Getting Started one talks about the syllabus, right? You can click on that and read through it. I give you an Excel version of the calendar just because I like to look at my schedule in Excel. I thought you might too. But you click on it, you're going to see it in Excel. So I'll just click on it real quick. You can download it, or you're going to see it in the screen right now. And these are the due dates for the different assignments. So like me being me, I would take a calendar and actually physically write all of the due dates on things. That's how I operate. You do you. Alright, how do I get out of here? Oh no, that's not what I wanted. Let's get out of here. Let's try backing it up. Okay. Back to the Getting Started module. You've got information on the book. You've got information on what the book is, what version, whatever. But hold off on clicking on that. Hold off on clicking on that. What I say here is click on Chapter 13 Homework in the 3rd module, and you'll be prompted to register there. That's what I'm going to tell you to do. I'll show you in just a moment. I do have an introduction as your very first thing due, and I want to say it's due on the 4th. You have to introduce yourself. You can watch my video introduction. You can do a video introduction. You can type your introduction. But however you do it, get it done by September 4th. And you do have to respond to, I think, 2 of your classmates. Alright, so if I went over to modules, back there again. Okay, I see you can see I put another link to your introduction here. This is just kind of resources. If you needed support from Cengage, if you wanted to click on the dashboard, there's PowerPoints, there's all kinds of stuff like that in there. I just left it in here for you as student resources. But this is where the real work begins, because this class, and you can look at it in the syllabus, but this class is built on really 3 grades. You've got your discussions, which are each chapter. You've got your discussions, you've got your tests, and you've got your homework. All right, there are 5 exams in this class. Why so many? Because I want them to count less. All right, I don't want exams being terribly heavily weighted. Like if you're not understanding, 2 chapters and then we have a test, it's not the end of the world if you don't do as well as you would have liked to do on that test. I like them to be relatively low stakes, which is why I give you so many of them. Plus, I wanted to chop the material up into more manageable bits. I didn't want to give you a 4 or 5 chapter test. I want to give you like a 2 chapter or a 3 chapter at most test. Okay, so it's to your benefit that there are more, I promise you. Okay, I'll show you that in the syllabus in a second. So if you were to click in here, here's your 2 graded items for this chapter. Your discussion board, and your homework. And you can see their due dates are on them, September 11th, September 18th. And the reason we start with chapters 13 and 14 is really what we're doing is we're finishing financial accounting. Because financial accounting, we didn't do the fourth major financial statement, which is the statement of cash flows. Well, that's chapter 13. And then what we do is we analyze all of the financial statements. So financial statement analysis is the next chapter. After this, after your first exam, you then move into chapter 1, which is Intro to Managerial Accounting. It's not unusual for financial managerial to be broken up this way. It's kind of typical. But what we do need to do is we do need to finish those first 2 chapters. And they're not light chapters, right? Like chapter 1 of Managerial Accounting is primarily informational. But chapters 13 and 14 are finishing financial accounting, so there's some serious number crunching and work that goes into there. Do not put it off. Don't think it's easy because it's the first 2 chapters. It's not. It's really the last 2 chapters of financial. All right, so these are your 2 graded items, right? Discussion board and your homework. I put them out here just so you can click them and have easier access. If you were to, this is the registration for the homework part. If you're just to click on chapter 13 homework and say load it in new window, it's going to bring you right to Cengage. All right, so you might have to create an account. You can create an account and have 2 weeks of free access. I think it's about 2 weeks. It can be 10 days to 14 days. It's a sliding scale. It's an odd way they do it. But basically, it's about 2 weeks of free access. And it'll start giving you a countdown clock. So either you create an account, you're a student, and I'd have to put in my email. I really can't get any further than this without putting, well, maybe I can. Let's do that at Hotmail. Let's see what happens. Next. Oh, rats. All right, it's making me do a heck of a lot more. I don't want to go through all of this. But there should be a point at which you say you want free trial access. All right? And when you go through that, then you have, like I said, the countdown. It gives you time to purchase the materials. If you're comfortable with the ebook and you're comfortable with the materials that are on here, you don't need to buy anything from the bookstore. You can just buy it directly through the publisher. It's always going to be cheaper to buy it through here. Now, if you have to buy it through the publisher for whatever reason, financial aid reasons or any other reasons, that's fine. You're going to get a code at the bookstore, and that code is something that you would put in, okay? As you're signing in and creating an account, it'll ask you for a code, or do you want the free trial access, or do you want to buy it right now? Those are really your main options. Okay, let me get out of here. But your homework's going to be done in there. You'll see it. They're just problems. You can do the problems as many times as you want to get to 100. Homework is a place for practice. Tests, you only get to take once, but homework you can do multiple times. All right, so if we go back to the modules. So the discussion board is where I want you talking about the homework or problems with the chapter. And I give you very specific requirements. You have to post at least twice, and I have a very specific setup on that. All right, if you have questions about it after you review it, let me know. I'm usually pretty lenient the first couple of chapters because I say, hey, this isn't really a response. I really want something better from you. So you'll see that as my notes in the first couple of chapters. I'll put notes onto your comments when I grade them. All right, back to modules again. Okay, so what do you have in each chapter? You kind of have an intro, right? So I talk, this is me writing here. I give you the little intro, and I tell you these are the things I want you to do. The videos I made for you, it's a matter of whether or not you want that support. You can watch the videos. It's me teaching it the same way you're watching right now. You would be watching me teach the material. Okay, so you're welcome to do those, to watch those videos. There's PowerPoint from the publisher. Download that if it helps you keep organized. You have quizzes and true-false things in here. They're totally for practice. There's no grade associated with them, and they work like 90% of the time. And I say that because the publisher actually discontinued those quizzes, but I still like them. I like them that you have that as an option. So I left them in there, and they work until a student tells me, hey, this one didn't work, and I go look, and then I remove it. So not all chapters are going to have the quizzes. It's something the publisher doesn't support anymore, and I think they really should. But so I left them in there as much as I could. All right, so you've got my videos in here. Another way you can access the videos, I've got a YouTube channel, and I talk about that a little bit in the syllabus. All right, so let's look at the syllabus. This is kind of a neat page because not only do you have a copy of the syllabus, which you also had in the Getting Started area, right? You can click on it there. It's in Word. You can download it. You've got my information. You've got my contact information. You're best off emailing me or sending me a link, sending me an email through Canvas. You have my YouTube channel if you wanted to watch the videos through there rather than through Canvas. And I talk about your work. You've got 5 exams, 60%, so that means each exam is only worth 15, right? I feel like I need, or is that 12.5? Oh, I lied. 12. 12.5, I think. Or 12%. That's embarrassing. Okay, 12. So the idea is that your homework assignments are worth far more than any one of your tests. Those are the ones you don't want to miss getting done. All right. There's no cumulative final at the end. It's just another chapter exam. So you can read through this at your leisure, right? When you have a chance. I kept it light. All right. The other thing you have in here is kind of a calendar. It's showing you when all the due dates are for all the different assignments. All right. So that's helpful to keep you on track. And you can see again here, this is your homework is 30%, your 60%, your 10% for your discussions. All right. Same thing you saw in the syllabus. I have the whole course laid out for you right here. Okay. One other thing I want to show you in Cengage, but I can't show you. Okay, so, well, the exam's in here. I talk about it a little bit. Just very simply, it's 40 to 50 questions. You have 120 minutes to take it. You've got one chance to take it. Make sure your connection is good. All right, I'm going to come out of student mode only because I can't show you everything. Oh, there you go. Leave student view. I just want to show you very quickly the tools that are available in Cengage. See, I've got a whole lot more going on in here. Okay. So if I were to click on Chapter 13 Homework, now it'll take me to it because it knows it's my access, right? The instructor access. All right, so you'd start the assignment in here. You can see this is what your homework looks like, right? Sometimes it's just drop downs. You can do check my work. You can, there's some sort of show me how in here somewhere, like when you're stuck on something, you can click like for an example, there you go, show me how. So you've got any number of ways that you can get this homework to a 100. All right. If you ever wanted to look at other things in here, you'd look at, well, you could look at your grade, that's fine. Actually, you know, if you wanted to look at old assignments, you can click on assignments at the top here, and you can see anything you've already done. All right, right now, obviously I can see everything. You can't see everything, but you can look at everything you've done. So if you don't think you can access the assignment anymore, you can. Once you submit it, you just have to go into it through assignments. Last thing, study tools. You have this adaptive study plan in here. And what it is it kind of helps you with material that you may or may not be struggling with, or it helps you prep for a test, whichever you prefer. It doesn't count towards anything. It's purely a study tool for you. And it's kind of like a self-assessment where you say, you know, you try some of the problems. And these are good because, you know, the tests are very similar to what you see in these problems. You do next question and so on. At the end of it, you know, the grade doesn't come back to me. The grade is for you, and it tells you what you got right, what you got wrong, and where your weaknesses are. All right, so I think that's a pretty valuable study tool for you. And that's it. That's all I can think of for now. Okay, so, oh, just in case you're not familiar with Canvas, there's a calendar feature on here, and the calendar feature shows you all of your classes and all the different due dates for all your various classes. So here's, you know, introduction due 9/4 for this particular class. All right, so I think I've shown you everything. I hope I have. I'll see you in class. Have a great day. Oops.